Friday Night Tights. You're about to get frostbitten.
Get him!
Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy
ride.
All you geeks and gamers better stop jerking off to me, okay? I smell like burnt hair and Julie. That isn't stopping you. I fuck you like you're retarded because I think you're all retarded. I see the chat. I see you in the chat. Hit an F right now. Jerking off to your girl. Frostbitten.
Go,
Now press F if you're not jerking off. Frostbitten.
Go, Frost!
Friday Night Tights.
Get him!
Frostbitten.
Go,
Now press F if you're not jerking off. I see the chat. I see you in the chat. Hit an F right now. Jerking off to your girl. I'll wait.
Weird!
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
I'm not qualified. Go ahead. Make my day.
Get him!
Call me Beaver Barbie.
Bitch, you're that goddamn ugly.
I jerked off to the dislike ratio.
I'm not hot to you.
No.
What in the heck did I just walk into?
Wow. People keep confusing me for prepubescent Justin Bieber. Someone in the chat called me Eminem mid-transition. Frostbitten.
Go,
Now
Frost!
press F if you're not jerking off. Frostbitten.
Go, Frost!
Friday Night Tights.
Get him!
Frostbitten.
Go,
Now
Frost!
press F if you're not jerking off. I see the chat. I see you in the chat. Hit an F right now. Jerking off to your girl. I'm standing up for all the women at G4. Emily, Abby, Megan, Joe, Jake, Zipper, Pockets, Scissors, Tape Dispenser, and Filing Cabinet. X-Ray girl, she is a beautiful young Oriental. X-Ray girl,
Give me cock. Ask them the price of cock.
X-ray girl, what is this for you to stroke your chopstick to? You don't like it? Go somewhere else. Peace. Right now.
Classic.
It's a classic. Ooh, that's really abrupt.
Oh,
I gotta fix that. I'm on my new soundboard. I was boomering the hell out of my new soundboard today. But I got like cool new sounds like, wait, record scratch, sound like a fart. Proper crickets.
Those sound good.
I got this. Oh, that's fucking loud.
Oh, shit.
Woo! God dang.
Oh no.
The old favorites. I don't like the new chimes one though, so I got to get the old one from Ryan. It's too fast. But I can also do
This. I can echo. Now batting for the Dodgers, Manny Mota.
Sorry, that's a little. Tell me what movie that's from. All right, you know, Naked Gun. Hi, it's time for a new. Where's X-Ray Girl?
Where is X-Ray Girl? I think she is doing errands. At least that's what she said she was doing.
I don't.
Maybe she didn't get the memo that we
Tell
were
your
supposed to start early.
peg-leg husband to go out and do the errands for you. Okay, he gets the best parking. It takes less time. Sorry.
Oh no.
I was gonna rim shot myself. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nerdrotic Nooner. Post Golden Globes. Oh my god,
Man. Just
we're
rocking
really,
the world.
Really sorry. We're super racist in Hollywood.
I completely forgot that it was happening.
I did too, and I was at the gym, so I'm
I was like,
watching.
oh yeah.
Monologue, and it's just like, how do you go from Ricky Gervais to that? Oh
Right.
my god.
Well, we got that
So-
monologue.
So we'll get into it.
We'll
but
watch it later.
The question of, is it going to get worse before it gets better? We're in the worse. We're in the much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bow to your golden idol. Yeah, they should just make the award Moloch. They really should at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It make a lot
That's
more
right.
sense.
It would. It would. Hi, Chris Gore. How are you?
I'm doing good. I survived doing a watch party last night for the Golden Globes. I don't know why I decided to do that. I did a poll on the Film Thread channel and said, do you want us to do a watch party? Overwhelmingly, it's like only 20% of people said yes, 60% of people said no, and then the rest said maybe. But we decided to do it anyways. And it was worse than I thought it would be. I thought, well, they'll reach across the aisle, they'll focus on being funny, they'll be less political. And for the most part, actually the speeches were that. They were less political. They they were just a little less lecturing. Let's say I would think it was cut by like probably 50%. So 50% less lecturing from the winners. There were actually some good speeches, in particular, Eddie Murphy. That was the best speech of the night was Eddie Murphy. And the funniest thing that was said on the show was Eddie Murphy. The choice of host is what killed the show. A guy named Gerard. See, I'm forgetting his name.
Who? Like, I've never heard of this guy in my life.
I had no idea who he was, but he was walking around like Gerard what?
Carmichael, I think.
Carmichael.
Yeah.
I don't think they have the cash to hire anybody more notable.
Well, they gave him $500,000 according to him. Like he dropped what he got paid on stage, which is just cringe. And I know, it's part of the joke because we took the white people's money, which is what he said.
Ha 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 ha.
Which is what he said. We'll get into it. It was super racist.
If you look at the history, of a lot of award shows, it's been, look, there'll be some years where certain types of films or certain people dominate, but it's been all over the map. This whole myth of the award shows not recognizing talent across, color is bullshit. I mean, starting with Gone with the Wind, right? Like, it's just, it is, but it was weird. So Gerard Carmichael comes out and he gives this, the room gets really quiet because he's got sort of this low energy, soft spoken. He's not like an overt, loud comedian. And he starts talking about the only reason he's doing the show is because he's black. He kicks off with that, which, and it was weird, sort of awkward, some laughs, but like silence also, like things. Then he sort of sits down like he's talking to you, some intimate thing. That's something you would do for a comedy special. Dude, you want to get the energy up in the room. You want to do this for more than the people that are in the room. You're doing this for, hopefully, fingers crossed, millions of people watching on primetime television on NBC. You got the primetime spot, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's ridiculous. So the fact that he was really let down by whoever his writing team was or whoever he was bouncing jokes off, because every time he came and did a thing, it was like a weird nod. He was saying something about like, and here comes the guy who's made one of the best slave movies, Quentin Tarantino. It's like he couldn't let it go. I mean, I know you watched the opening, Gary, but like I watched the entire show suffered through the whole show with myself, Alan Ng, Dante James, Paul Chato was there, and Script Doctor, and Paulie from Latino Slant. We're all watching this going like, this is a train wreck. And they had an opportunity. I really think there's only a few comedians who could save award shows, and that's people who don't give a fuck about award shows, which is Ricky Gervais, Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle. You get Dave Chappelle to host the Oscars, that'll be the highest rated Oscars in years.
Oh, and instantly, just because of that.
He would eviscerate the industry. The industry doesn't have a sense of humor about itself, takes itself so seriously.
Yeah.
What they're doing is important. And it's like, dude, you're entertaining, as you have pointed out many times, Gary. You're adult pretenders, and you get to play superhero in a movie. You get to play that you're stronger and better looking than you are in real life, because you got a lot of people making sure that you look better, on screen. And the awards themselves, I thought they were fine. They sort of spread the love around. What didn't dominate one way or the other. I thought no one movie or no one TV show dominated, but it's this host was god awful, and set the tone early on. This is just, it was like he was doing an audition to like, please hire me and other stuff. You're safe with me. Then he pointed out later, for no reason, he just says, "Oh, and I'm gay." Like, but it wasn't part of a joke. He just mentioned.
Also, I'm also gay. If that helps.
And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that has to do with.
Dude, Hollywood is so out of touch. They have no clue what their problem is, and they don't know how to fix it. They're just like, okay, we'll just throw some more of the same out there. It'll work eventually.
Well, I'm telling them how to fix it. Hire Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, or Ricky Gervais to host your
yeah.
Maybe
They
Kevin
don't get it.
Clark.
They don't
Yeah,
get it.
Well, I don't know if it's a good movie or not, but there was a good line in it. Punchline. Remember Punchline? Long time ago. Tom Hanks, Sally Field.
Vaguely,
that's
I
been a-
remember.
it's been
Okay,
a while.
this was the brief point of time I was a projectionist out of a theater.
Oh yeah.
So I had to watch it a lot. But the best line in it was, Sally Field was struggling, and Tom Hanks turns around to her and goes, "Well, you keep on going on stage and trying to do comedy, and that's not what Tom Hanks was. Kind of like the bitter old comedian who was just going up, just in a very funny way, bitching about life." And that's what comedians do. They're the modern philosophers, but it's delivery. It's all delivery. And this guy's delivery sucked. His timing sucked. It was terrible. There were jokes there that could have been funny, right? When he said he took the money and not caring if the Hollywood foreign press changed or not was kind of funny, but he just completely delivered it wrong. And it's like, oh. And
It's the venue.
The crowd was quiet in there. That's the worst part, is they were not laughing. They kept on focusing on people, and they're all.
Oh, they constantly cut to Brad Pitt, who was sitting in the first row, and that
Phoebe Waller-Bridge wasn't laughing at it. That's how bad.
I saw people online talking about, like, God, that monologue was terrible. And then other people were like, "This is what progress looks like. It's just hard for you to grow," and it's just like, yeah, it's not funny. I don't give a shit. I mean, you could even say that some of the things that he said may have been racist. I wouldn't even care if it was racist if it were funny.
If it were funny, exactly.
If it was funny, I wouldn't give a shit.
But it wasn't. That guy was being dead serious. And when Hollywood, at this point, the conversation has started that woke Hollywood is failing, because it is. And you do the most 2016 thing possible. You go out there and you quadruple down on this shit on an award show that's fucking hanging on by a thread. I wouldn't say. I'd say it's dead at this point. That
It's
canceled
in its death
itself for racism and went out and fought it with more racism. Way to go, guys. And then he tried to follow it up with and we'll listen to part of it. I don't care if we're gonna re-upload this, so I don't give a damn if we get hit with anything. So we're gonna watch some stuff. We got some cringe to watch over. But at the end, he's like, "Well, there's a bunch of artists in here who deserve respect, and Hollywood deserves a night like this." I'm all, "No, you fucking don't. Fuck off." Kiss my ass. At any of those movies, nobody watched most of the shit that was covered. RRR, Happy It won Best Song. They cut the poor guy off when he was trying. That was the most normal person up there, right there, was this poor guy from India trying to just think, this is a big moment for him, and they just fucking cut him off. And they're like, "Oh, we're so progressive." It's like, fuck you,
asshole.
And then they let Ryan Murphy talk forever. His speech, it's in one of those dumb awards where you're receiving an award, you're getting some lifetime, "Look at all the great work you've done. Please keep coming to our show and bring your TV stars," whatever. So Ryan Murphy went on, that speech went on forever, whereas they started playing people off, which was weird. The best part of the show, truthfully, the best part of the show is the speeches, because they're not, for the most part, not pre-planned. It's in the moment. People are either shocked, they have something planned to say, whatever. I mean, the one guy who won, he's on Cobra Kai, but he's in a show called Blackbird. What's his name? Paul Walker Hauser? I always get his name wrong. Paul, it's like 3 names. Anyways, he's in Cobra Kai.
A dude with a hyphenated name.
Yeah, he thanked Jesus at the end. He thanked God.
That's
You
good.
don't even, okay, so he's
drop your hyphenated name though, bro.
Yeah, he's not gonna work anymore, unfortunately, for saying something like that.
No.
You know what I mean? Which is
what about the guy who won best score? And he's like, "Yeah, we need to do better with things. We need to get more people to do things better." And he's all public schools, and everybody starts clapping about public schools.
He's just saying
Hollywood.
words.
I'm like, none of you have children that you even pay attention to that go to private school. Piss off.
Yeah, no, that was
not private school, public school. They all go to private
it was
school.
ridiculous. The people who gave the best speeches just were appreciative and were, either real and heartfelt, or they were funny like Eddie Murphy. So the speeches were, I would say, 50-50, right? So that's actually good, considering that more than, almost 100%, were, bowing to whatever the, the latest thing. I support the latest thing, right? They sort of bow to that. It's just so cliche. But man, the host is really what killed it. I mean, he killed the energy in the room. You got to come out big energy, and you're talking to an international audience, hopefully, of people at home who just want to escape and laugh, and then maybe learn about like, oh, I'll check out that Dahmer show on Netflix because it won a couple of awards. And one of the things that won an award that I saw recently that's very good, not woke in the least, really great television, is The Dropout. It stars Amanda Seyfried as Elizabeth Holmes, the Theranos woman. Dude, it's a great
yeah, that story.
8 episodes, like it's a quick, binge in a day. It's such a good show. I binged the whole thing, and it just focuses on the story, and it's based on a podcast. The series, it's so well done. So it's cool. Like you could, part of the agenda of an award show is learn about other movies and TV shows you might want to check out, because these are the best of them. And that's what and also make me laugh while I'm discovering all this sort of the best in entertainment, supposedly.
Right.
But wow, did they fail on that mark? They failed to entertain. I guarantee the ratings are, I mean, it's
when do the ratings come out for the Golden Globes?
I don't know.
What does it take?
Out yet.
That's what I was looking for. I couldn't find them. I was finding a shit ton
It'll
of
be tonight
articles,
or tomorrow.
A lot of articles going, it was a flop.
Just wait for Ryan Kinnell to put out a video. He'll beat the press. I haven't watched RRR. I'm watching RRR tonight.
You are?
Tonight.
All right.
Okay.
I cannot wait.
I'm excited for you.
I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to see a bunch of Brits. I'm gonna just imagine Az and Mahler getting murdered over and over again. I'm just kidding.
They're the Brits are the
colonizers.
It's great. It's like, and they really lean into. Ray Stevenson is great. He plays this character, Governor Scott. He is so pure evil. It's great. I mean, he could be. He's the best villain that's not in a recent Star Wars, right? Like,
hey, he visited my store.
Did he really?
He was the Punisher. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
But he really leans into it. Like, he's like, all right, I'm the bad guy. You're supposed to freaking hate me. Then they've got all these sort of minor evil characters, but it's like, that's sort of,
they don't do that anymore
from a lot of like the Marvel TV shows. Like, where are their villains? Where are their good villains, right? The villains are jokes is what they are.
Well, there's no real villains that are evil. They're all like, there's some kind of, it was like, oh, I'm sad because somebody hurt me in the past, or I'm sympathetic because my family got killed or something. It's like, no, I wanted an evil.
A man did something bad to me.
Right. Yeah. It's like, I just want a pure evil villain. Just give that to me, please.
Did you, I sent X-Ray Girl a chart, which is the ratings of the Oscars.
Yeah. By the way, hello, X-Ray Girl.
Hello, X-Ray
I didn't know you didn't know the
Hello.
time change.
I didn't know either, so I was like, I'm on time. No, I'm late. Whoops.
It's all right.
That's what I said. I was like, "Where's X-Ray Girl?" Oh,
I was thinking because I've got this new soundboard with so many more spaces for sound. So should I have like Japanese music playing when she comes in, or a gong? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a gong.
Gong.
It's like, because I want it to be wrong. That's the point. Okay, it's supposed
I gotta
to be
learn
wrong.
how to say. Well, I'll do the. Is it Korean or Japanese?
Every time they say
안녕하세요.
long duck dong in 16 Candles, every time you see him, a gong. It's a big. It's so good. I love that movie. Yeah, the good old days, and you could be funny. Hi Garrett.
Hey, what's up, man? You want to watch this monologue?
Y'all want to immerse yourself into some Nerdrotic?
Oh yeah,
that article was something else. Hey, we got a video coming out today.
We do.
After this, it'll be about. We gotta let it. You gotta allow time for the notifications. I think YouTube is done being stupid. So at 2:30 p.m. video will be dropping. This will be kind of a shortened show because I'm still on dad duty.
He said duty.
I said duty. Chris should have fed the ducks. Oh no.
Oh yeah,
More productive.
I know what that is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He would have had a better time watching the globes. Wait, I can do Satan. Satan.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I like the new soundboard.
It's me, God.
Really
Stop
scary.
touching yourself.
Yeah. No, I won't do it. Okay. We'll stop.
Gary likes this new toy.
I do. I've been dicking around with it all morning, actually. You want to pull up that audio clip?
Let's do it.
He would have had a better time than watching the globes. I saw Chris looked a little miserable, a little drunk.
A little.
Oh, hey, thanks, thank you for letting us know.
Oh no.
Nice.
Here we go. Okay, just checking.
Just being intellectually.
I mean,
honest,
it's
I think,
fictional.
consistent. Just being consistent.
Talking about fictional. But I'm just kidding.
Was he
Not really.
coached to act this way? Like,
maybe it's his routine. I don't know, and maybe it works in small. Like Chris was bringing this up. Maybe it works in small comedy clubs where everybody's like pissed drunk. I can't see that happening because I think there's no such thing as woke comedy. I think it's just confirmation
just
bias and applause. It's just statement and applause.
Also, something I find kind of funny is how small this room looks. You remember, like, it used to be giant halls and like cathedral theaters and stuff, and now it's just little like VW halls.
This is where they always do this, which is at the Beverly Hilton Hotel on Wilshire Boulevard.
It looks
So they
so
always do it
small.
there, but like the set looks.
Maybe
weird.
I never watched the Golden Globes. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I did, but the stage is smaller. Like it definitely looked
It is.
bigger when Gervais was there. I don't know if they shot it different or not, but it definitely looked bigger.
But I will say that that's his style of humor, apparently.
Huh. Okay.
People who know his comedy, his style of humor is this sort of soft-spoken, matter of fact. I don't know why they thought he would be a good host, which is weird. I've never heard of this guy hosting something. You know, when again,
He was black. He was black. That's why
I'm
they
guessing a lot of people turned him down.
right?
That would be my guess.
He might not have been the first choice. Let's just say that.
I don't think he was. I think he was probably the 30th, and they had to, and it must have killed him paying $500,000. But after this is done, I love your take on why they really canceled the Golden Globes.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Your name, Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy, is somebody like that on his generation.
Yeah.
Everybody knew his name. Who is this guy?
Could you put up a poll? X-Ray Girl, has anybody heard of this guy?
I mean, I don't mean
Some
to
of you
like,
might have.
put this guy down, but like I've never heard of you ever. You can't say that, bro. Maybe he clarifies.
Maybe it's part of the
Maybe yeah,
again
it's a setup.
maybe
it's, a
it's
setup.
part of the joke, but the thing is, it's your delivery. You pause after that. You go, greatest comedian of a generation, then you just kind of go,
Yeah,
give a little look to the
Little
audience,
pause.
like
applause.
might
break.
not exactly be true, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. There is a
Let
way
it
to
ride.
do
They
that.
can't tell me no.
Oh, we must not be smart enough to get it. That's it.
That's what it is. I'm a dumb guy.
That's
Steven's wax.
Dude, please.
Dude, he would be way better than this guy. He'd come out there. He'd have showmanship. He'd be like singing and
We are
dancing or something.
3
He'd be talking.
minutes
Like,
in,
come on,
dude. 3 minutes.
I'm falling asleep.
3:33.
Here, dude.
Oh my God, Masons. Sorry.
Oh no.
But yeah, he's doing a little sign on his chin, and it's at 3:33.
Standing right next to Molik.
Must be the Masons. Yeah, yeah, they should change that award into Moloch. I do. I feel they should. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I saw somebody mention Richard Pryor. I guess he's trying to do it, but Richard Pryor was like animated and good, and
He's
one
Richard Pryor also. Like,
top 3 comedians of all time.
yeah, legend.
Arguably, absolute legend. So yeah.
face, like nothing. She
Yeah.
had nothing.
Nothing to say. Like S is embarrassingly bad.
Yeah. Well, it's like I think you're right. Like some of these jokes would work in a small venue, you know, like a comedy store kind of venue. Hey, what's up, Diesel? Like that, like those kinds of things would work, a more intimate thing. But like this is a big room, and then not just the big room, you're playing to the audience watching it live.
Yeah,
So this has just got no energy to it.
Worldwide, potentially
Right.
millions of people. That's your audience, not the people in the room. The Ricky Gervais very intelligently knew. He knew, I am not doing the comedy for the people in the room. I'm doing the comedy for someone sitting at home that decides I'm going to watch an award show. I mean, it's ridiculous. And if the Oscars is the gay Super Bowl, this is like the gay NFC Conference Championship. It's a very important award show in terms of a property's pathway to getting recognition at the Oscars, which is the unofficial end to award season. Once the Oscars, happen, there's, award season is over. It restarts again, like in the fall. But yeah, this was a bad choice. And look, it's not as if, because I know, having done stuff, he had to run this speech. Not only
I think our stream got hit.
Oh no.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
sorry.
really?
Suspended. Is it suspended or blocked? I don't know.
Is it the video?
It might. Yeah. It
Temporary
might.
blocked. No, we'll be back. We'll be back. So it'll be back
Hang in there,
eventually. Just
yeah.
keep talking.
Yeah. Just keep going.
So this speech, this monologue, was run by the producers of the show. It was run by the attorneys at NBC, right? Like, this is not some thing he's just doing off the top of his head, which is what he's trying to make it seem, which is completely disingenuous. It's not just, hey, I'm having this intimate moment with the people in the room, and I'm telling you personal stuff about me drinking mint tea and then what I'm being paid to stand before you right now. To me, it struck me as kind of a very narcissistic way, because he's not thinking about the audience. He's thinking about himself. He's thinking about, I'm going to tell you my story, and then he's going to, lash out at the organization, which you could debate the merits of that. I mean, there are organizations that give awards in Korea, and I'm assuming that there are no Black people and or white people on those, for those awards. Like, it's just, the Hollywood Foreign Press, they have not done the HFPA, which sounds like something you need to be tested for after you have an adventurous sexual experience. Right? So,
not after you feed the ducks.
But that organization was, it was just like a lot of old people, right? And they didn't do much to diversify their ranks. Fine, it was pointed out, they made changes, but they canceled it as a way for two reasons. One, to virtue signal, which Hollywood will never turn down an opportunity to virtue signal. Okay.
Ever.
So they used it like, what? You mean the HFP? You mean the organization we've been doing this TV show with for decades? I can't believe it. As if they didn't already know. So they virtue signaled. The second thing they were doing is they wanted to renegotiate their license fee and save money. And that's the real reason. So whenever you look at sort of any sort of Hollywood flex and virtue signal, there's usually some ulterior motive. The ulterior motive here was money. The money, they were going to save a lot of money by not paying the HFPA, basically saying, we're breaking our contract. We're not going to do this with you because of this. And now they're paying the organization less money to be able to produce, to do the show. So there's that. And that happens a lot. There's hardly any group of fans that's called racist if they like something, right? They don't call them that.
No.
If the show is tanking and getting poorly reviewed, then that's just, it's a way to absolve yourself of any responsibility and say, well, the fans are racist, which is stupid. Rings of Power being probably the most recent example, right?
Yeah.
That tactic is working less and less as we move on down the road.
That's why I am a big fan of accelerism. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. It's working for us. It's working for us. I got the video that's coming out later today. The top woke disasters of 2022 could have been all Disney, and I decided to just save the Disney for its own video. Pretty much
the special attention.
So it got special attention. I did not forget you, Disney. So that one's coming out today. But yeah, keep doing it. Oh, like this is great. I'm like, we've mourned a lot of our franchises. Like, we're fine. They're gonna try to fix Doctor Who. And I think a lot of Doctor Who fans are, if they fix it, great. If they don't, I'm good. I'll just move on. Star Trek, too little, too late. I know there's like 10 people excited about Picard season 3. Most people just don't give a shit. I mean, go ahead and look at the interaction on Twitter. You got the old crew. This is a send-off. This should be a big deal. And it's a fart in the wind.
It's crickets.
Crickets. Oh, wait. I got crickets.
Hey.
That's the reaction to Picard season 3. Good or not. I mean, there's a point where like that's Andor too. You know, good or not, there's a breaking point. We have been telling you there is going to be a breaking point because we're fans. We've seen the breaking point happen in other things we liked over many years.
Yeah.
And you reached it, you passed it, and your billions of dollars, you know, Disney spent billions of dollars on Star Wars for it to be there forever. For it to be a park attraction, to make movies on forever, to make TV shows and animated series and products on forever for kids. Kids don't give a shit about Star Wars anymore. It's aging out. It's turning into Star Trek. It's just a little behind. You know, Star Trek is equivalent to Golden Age comic books, right? You know, back at, you know, even 10 years ago when I was at the store, the people in the Golden Age comic books were in their 60s. They just aged out. It happens. The nostalgia ages out. And it was up to Disney and Paramount and CBS and BBC to keep that legacy going somehow, maybe even by taking a break once in a while and then bringing it back. But no, they just extracted all the blood from the turnip they could.
Yeah.
And
the only way to continue that nostalgia is to cater to the people that are doing this now, right? So like my dad passed down Star Wars to me. Star Wars didn't come out whenever I was a kid. I mean, the prequels did, but not the original trilogy. And Star Trek, he gave that to me, right? And then that passed down to me. And then I was getting ready. My son's getting about that. He was getting that age when Star Wars, the sequels were coming out. It was getting time for me to pass it to him. I don't want to show him anything because it's all garbage. I don't even want to. I have not watched the original trilogy in like 2 years because it's completely killed my love for Star Wars. So you did that, Disney. You took that property, you purchased it. You, Kathleen Kennedy, you thought, oh, we're making new stories. We're going to do better than George. And they're going to forget about that trilogy. Well, how'd that work out for you?
Yeah, not very well. We were going down the rabbit hole over the last 3 years, and there's too much. We couldn't put it all in, but we found that audio of that guy going, Iger and Kathleen Kennedy. We were going to do Tatooine for Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland and Disney World, and we had it all ready. And we got a phone call from Kathleen Kennedy going, yeah, are we going to make this for the 50 somethings? Are we going to make this for the future? And they shit canned it all.
Yeah, dude, you were right. You were like, you're going to get mad all over again. And I was like, oh, no, surely I won't. But I did.
2 years since I heard that. I got pissed.
Oh, dude.
And yeah, remember Tatooine. And what have they been doing on Disney Plus for the last year? Tatooine.
Yeah, they're not going to Part 2 or whatever.
Too little, too late. Too little, too
late. And I'm fine. Oh yeah. Like, but like Chris's point is, were they canceled because they were a racist organization, or did NBC paying millions of dollars to this organization with diminishing returns in their in the viewer in the ratings wanted to break the contract so they wouldn't have to pay as much?
That's why.
That's why.
100%. That's why. It's, I mean, also it's the benefit of like we can virtue signal and save money.
Yeah.
But
Two birds, one stone.
I believe there is always an ulterior motive to a virtue signal. It's for most actors, it's getting hired and showing fealty to the current thing, right? Like I bow to the current thing, hire me. You know,
there's a great meme for that. Hang on, I'll find it. Go on, Chris.
Yeah. Just so that's sort of the reason for it, but there's always an ulterior motive for virtue signaling, you know.
Well, even this monologue, right?
It is,
This guy, he's saying these words, but it's been approved by that very same organization, because what they're doing is they're going, okay, we're going to hire a black guy. We're going to get him to go out there. We're going to get him to self-deprecate us. So it looks like, oh, see, we'll
go through our struggle session.
Yeah, it's our struggle session on stage. That's what it's about.
That was a struggle session. That's exactly what that was.
He doesn't want to sit down with the person who's the head of the organization, the one who's hiring you and giving you $500,000 just to have a conversation about, look, we're trying to make changes or whatever it is that she's going to say, same bullshit, whatever. But it's weird. America has a bizarre obsession with race,
dude. Yeah.
That other countries kind of look at us like, what? No one gives a shit. What do you, why you
move
put so
on,
much
please?
On this? And it's because there are ulterior motives to so much behind it.
Marxism.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's permeated our government for 50 years and more. 50, 60 years now at this point. It's entrenched in our institutions like the FBI, the CIA. It's been here for a long time.
Yeah.
If you're into the UFO thing, there's a book by Philip Corso called The Day After Roswell. And he talks about, like, he went over the stuff Roswell. If you just forget the UFO stuff, the other half of the book is about how there were so many communists in the CIA and the military was trying to, like, there was a little proxy, there's like a little internal war between the military and the CIA, an information war between the military and the CIA. So forget the UFO stuff. They were trying to hide shit from each other because of the communists in the CIA that were entrenched in it. So it's a very interesting book, even from that aspect. Okay, so this is from Mike Barron, comic creator. Mike Barron wrote the first Punisher miniseries. Yeah. Hello, fellow humans. I am Celebrity 298-J33. I am here to announce that I am fully boosted and protected from insert media narrative. I highly recommend you all act as I do, as it is cool. Now, you may now praise me on social media and purchase my albums and movies for further programming.
My God.
Dude, that's too accurate, man.
So like that comedian up there, he made a joke about people snitching out, Martin Luther King to the FBI, which they most certainly did, but we all know who really took out the doctor. We all know. And we all know who really took out JFK. And we all know
pretty damn obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty damn obvious. So, and now you're essentially working for him. I mean, it's the truth. You're working for the system. All right. So love you guys. Gore, did you see the video called "Why is Chris Gore Toxic?" I know exactly why he's toxic, man. The most toxic dude ever.
Oddly enough, I saw
guy attacks your Disney Sparkle idea.
Right. First of all, I did not see the video, and I don't care. Did you watch it?
I did. Yeah, I can give a shit about the ones made about me, but my friends, I'll go in there and because I'll get defensive. But yeah, my favorite part was when he plays your clip of you going, listen, you've never had a problem with drag shows or anything. You're just like, I got a problem with you teaching, and I'm going to paraphrase you, sexual content to single digit ages. And then he cuts in and goes, this is where you lose me, man.
What?
God.
Whoa, what?
Himself.
I can find the clip and play it, but I mean, I don't want to give this channel the time of day, but that was his exact quote after Chris Gore said, I don't like sexual content being taught to single digit ages. This guy, all of a sudden, you're losing me, bro.
Well, that's where you lost me.
You told on yourself. That's where you tell on yourself.
Single digit age, by the way, is 9 and under. Like that.
Yeah, you sicko.
That shouldn't be
Yeah.
taught at all.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Our detractors are really special. And when they get
They
together
are.
and do live streams, it's like retarded Jeopardy. It really is.
No, this
It's
is
pretty
weird.
funny.
It's a Special Olympics.
It's a Special Olympics.
I feel like there have been enough incidences where at this point, Disney is not a trusted brand for families. They cannot be a trusted. You can't just, I mean, there's certain points at which brands become trusted where you're like, I'm going to go see everything Marvel, which of course,
Yeah.
I was doing at leading up to Endgame.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Couldn't wait. Ready to
couldn't wait.
go.
Very excited.
Yeah.
Although I've heard some things about Quantum Mania, by the way. I don't know if I can talk about them on the stream. Maybe off, Gary, I'll tell you.
Yeah, man. I've been wanting to ask you about that. Well, tell me. Okay. Potentially good or bad. Can you just be super vague?
Okay, the vague way of putting it is that it could have been a good movie, but it's being noted to death
And reshot.
And you can feel the notes.
I can feel it in the trailer.
Changed the ending, and it's just being the thing I heard was it's being noted to death. Like when you're watching it, be aware that it's not like the creative vision of Peyton Reed, right? I mean, he's I think he's a decent director who is, he's for hire. He's a hired gun to do this, right? But it's being noted to death by, and you can feel that. You feel that especially with the Marvel shows, the TV shows. There's just too many cooks.
I know that for a fact. As you know, I've talked to people who worked on two different shows, who will never go back. They said never, not for all the money in the world will we go back for that experience. It was terrible. And they reached out to me because in a video I said, hey, they're casting directors and writers and not hiring them. And they said, yep, I felt cast. They didn't take it. They didn't take any of our ideas. We got noted to death. Stuff was taken completely out of our hands.
Yeah.
It was just, Yellow Flash. What's up, Yellow Flash? For $20 says, don't pass Disney onto your children. That is how we win. Give them eyesight.
Yep.
I totally agree.
Great.
Hail Yellow Flash, by the way.
100%.
Shout out to Yellow Flash. I see this look, my kids are gone and grown, but I really curated for them when I showed them stuff. I showed them cool stuff when it was age appropriate, right?
Yep.
I would show them, introduce them to Alien, Ridley Scott, first one, or just
Dude, I got a whole list.
Yeah, it's just but it's got to be, you kind of know your kids, and it's actually not like a hard and fast age. It's kid specific. Some kids have different interests. You have to kind of gauge it, and only the parent knows that, not Disney, not some corporation. So, they got to see all the classics. I guess they're classics now. The original Ghostbusters is a classic today. I mean, I saw it in theaters when I was a kid in first run. But
this has been a great time. My kid, between the ages of 14 and 17, the last 3 years, I've been just rolling out movies to him. He just saw Road Warrior last week.
Dude,
it's so good.
I love Mad Max.
He asked me to see it. I was like, it's hard. Okay, I'll do
My
it
boy.
for you. My boy.
Oh man, movie holds up so well.
Well. God, that is such a good movie. And we're gonna watch Beyond Thunderdome with the little kiddies next. I can't wait to watch it. I love that movie.
There's a lot of great parts of it. I mean, it's not.
It's like
no Road Warrior.
It's like Return of the Jedi for me.
It's
just like that.
It's very much like Return of the Jedi. It's very much,
But I like Master Blaster.
Master Blaster. Hell
Dude, work
I love
hard.
all three of those
Run
movies.
Bada Town.
Is that like an action movie?
Yeah.
The Road Warrior? Yes.
No,
it's an action
Master
movie.
Blaster.
No,
he's
Master
in-
Blaster
he's
is
in the
in
movie.
the Road Warrior movie.
Okay.
X-Ray Girl.
I was just like, that doesn't sound.
Oh, bless her. Bless
PG.
X-Ray Girl's heart.
Oh.
Instagram put an ad on my feed saying they're re-releasing The Woman King in theaters for MLK week. No!
No.
Screenshot that. Please send it to me and put it on Twitter if you have a Twitter account. And that is freaking hilarious.
Bizarre.
Oh, no. Oh. So there were I mean, there was a full slate of releases this year or 2022. It's a little lower than usual, but it was a full slate of releases. They can't like use that as an excuse. They did hold up back on some stuff, but quite frankly, it was equal to what 2018, 17 or 18. And things got amplified in 19, like to a ridiculous level. And then, 2020, 22, that was basically a full year of releases spread over 2 years. We didn't count that in our calculation, but again, the domestic box office is the worst in 22 years. And if you adjust it for inflation, it's 30. 3 decades for the domestic box office. Pretty freaking bad. But I call that a win.
Oh yeah. I pulled up that list. That was like scrolling.
Yeah, I'm told you. I'm like, it's like 20 or 21 years. Just find it and you'll find it. I'm surprised my memory is as good as it is.
That's pretty good.
Modok will be. See, if Modok hosts the Oscars and then does what Modok does, I would be fine with it. We'll be hosting the Oscars for D23. I heard.
Well,
that
you want to hear the
Modok.
trend? Oh, sorry, Gary.
That Modok screenshot that we got yesterday. Somebody was it Steven Seagal? Like cleared it up and it looked terrible. Oh my God. We'll find it. I'll find it. What were you going to say, Chris?
I was going to say the trend with the ratings of these award shows have gotten so bad that there are streamers that are like the SAG Awards used to be a big show, and it looks like that's going to go to Netflix next year. So this is just pay attention to this. The award shows are dying as in terms of a mass audience thing that they may just end up being on streaming services.
Oh man, they're going to be pre-taped.
Well, I mean, like Golden Globes essentially it was on Peacock and NBC, right?
Right.
So,
yeah.
I mean, these broadcast networks are going down. They are going down. You don't need news delivered to you from this $1 gazillion studio that's a gazillion square feet.
It doesn't make it any more official.
Tim Pool has proved that. Many, many, many others have proved that. You don't need news, and you don't need it like you need it brought to you in a very neutral manner, and it's okay to have an opinion as long as you know where that opinion is from. And what the mainstream media did was created a massive market, a monster, and they created their own extinction. Because now, like, you take out Tim Pool, there'll be 10 people to take his place. They might not get as big as Tim Pool, but you got those 10 people combined will probably be as big as Tim Pool. And that's how it's going to go. Like you take somebody out, they get replaced. It sucks that people get taken out, and I don't like it. Sometimes people take themselves out. That's fine. That's part of life too. Logan Paul. He should have taken himself out.
Oh, the Matrix is coming for Logan Paul.
I saw that. I'm like, oh,
an asshole.
Dude, fuck you. Piss off.
Stop, dude. Stop it.
Thank you. Fat Steven. It was you, baby. Fat Steven. Yeah, like I'm sitting there looking at his freaking super chat, and it's the one. He's the one to clean up. Sorry, buddy. I'm kind of retarded. So I need that clip.
Oh, that's a good one.
But he cleaned it up. And let's take a look. All right. So in the background, you can see Modok. See? There's Modok right there.
Mm.
All right. It's really dark. So I cleaned it up a little bit.
No.
Modok's supposed to look ugly, but like, no.
Who is that?
What is this? Who's playing him?
I think it's Corey Stoll.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just stretched a human face instead of making it like proportionate, right?
It should be a full CGI character.
Well, he shouldn't have eyeballs. He's got white eyes. Modok has white eyes.
Yeah.
All right.
That would have instantly improved it.
I believe he cleared it up one more time too. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, that's bad.
Yep. We're witnessing the death throes of the MCU, people.
So, Fat Steven, tell me in the did you go into Photoshop and use Sharpen? Because that actually works. I use it. I use.
It looks like there might be a little like AI stuff going on
Yeah,
too.
maybe. I don't know.
It's trying to fill in those blanks.
It's trying to fill. That's what Sharpen does.
Yeah.
So that might be part of it. But like the one eye just going the other way.
It's all wonky.
Either way, it's hilarious. Even if it's just this, it's bad. It's really bad. Thank you, Fat Steven Seagal. Bless your heart. Oh my God, I'm gonna read some soups. So ultimately, like, are you checking for the Golden Globe ratings? That we might get them today.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for them. I can't find them.
You can look at the history chart I sent you.
Oh yeah.
I can pull
that
it
up. Pull that up. The Grizzly for $40 in 2 parts says, "This is why." Thank you, the Grizzly. This is why I watch you guys. I wish people like Sticks didn't say movies and games don't matter. He and Matt Walsh need to understand that our stories and our pop culture does matter. The right ignored it on its own, to its own detriment. Absolutely. I've been saying that for years. This is why, they just don't get it. And when they want to pop into our sphere once in a while, this is why they sound like complete dumbasses, you know? I'm not some poli-sci major, and I'm not going to start breaking down the ins and outs of the Russia and the Ukraine, but like, this is our world, and you haven't respected it. And I don't know, like Sticks, I think Sticks would be open to it, at least. I mean, he likes music. He's into the occult. So I think he would be open-minded. I watch a lot of his stuff, but I've never heard him say anything like that. Matt Walsh, Jeremy's, I don't know if he meant to say it last night, but he said it best. Matt Walsh and Adam Sessler have a lot in common. They hate gamers and Trump. So,
no.
But like, hey, What is a Woman was great, but like, he just misses the mark. Like Matt Walsh made a cultural thing with What is a Woman, and really could have and Daily Wire really could have moved on that, but they've released a couple movies. It seems like they've given up on stuff. Seems like they gave it kind of a half-ass shot. And they should have been motoring with stuff. They should have had content coming out every quarter. And maybe they are. We just haven't heard it. But Jeremy Boring came out and basically said, you know, if you didn't have a blue check mark, you're a pleb on Twitter. There's just some mistakes, some big mistakes, huge mistakes. But like Ben Shapiro, you know, like him or not, he covers pop culture. He does. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to get to everybody. They have a right to their opinion. They're just fucking dead fucking wrong when it comes to the culture, and you should give up on the games and the action figures and grow up. It's like, oh, okay, I want to go back to 1800 where I should be tilling the fucking farm and my kids are just workers. Fucking shut up. No, you don't need to be such a pragmatist. You can be a pragmatist with empathy. It's possible. I'm still writing a book halfway through the story in just under 1 year. Awesome. And fucking George R. R. Martin can learn something from you. Take that 14 years to write The Winds of Winter, G.R.R. Martin. The freedom side needs to grow their own entertainment complex, and we are. Like, we are in the midst of it. We are building our own. This is it. We're alternative entertainment media, alternative mainstream media, alternative films, alternative comics, alternative books, alternative toys. Like, it's happening. And I think it'll be a smarter way. It won't be all mass produced. I really like the makeshift model. I think it's really cool. HasLabs is doing it with Hasbro. You know, like, you want this really expensive, awesome Galactus, you gotta pay for it. And like what it would really cost in America, that big expensive Galactus might cost like a couple $100 if it was mass produced, and it still probably was. But they decided to make it to order, and it's way more expensive. And maybe the next step would be making the shit here. That would be my hope, because I just think the whole global structure is a house of cards. Malakot 63 has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Thank you. Do we have that image?
Yeah,
there it is.
And I do have the early numbers.
Oh,
if you want to explain this image first, and then I'll tell you what the numbers are.
Awesome.
If you see on here, so the The orange is the Golden Globes. That is the numbers for the Golden Globes. That 6.9 is in 2021.
Okay.
That's a 6.9. The early numbers for 2023 are 5.3.
Oh!
Oh my
A
god!
little bit of a drop there.
I'm gonna borrow
Oh my
from Raz.
god!
And I'll show you the source so you guys don't think I'm making this shit up.
Wow. Not surprising. Not surprising.
So Golden Globes
Ah!
ratings lowest in decades. So early
Yep.
numbers are
Falling down.
womp womp.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
We needed a slap or something.
Yeah.
I know. I need a Jeremy Clarkson's. Oh no. Anyway. That's what I
Anyway.
need. Yeah, like that is terrible.
Man.
Chris Gore.
Yeah.
Who could have seen this coming? And you know, like
Everyone.
what Hollywood's going to have to temper now. And I think, like, you know, a lot of people in your sphere understand this because you're kind of the blue collar Hollywood, Chris Gore.
Yes.
That's the way I see you as blue collar Hollywood. With there is a blue collar Hollywood. They're mostly very cool people. They don't make any of these decisions. But they're going to have to temper with. There's a lot of people in our sphere and the regular people who are understanding this now. Heard Disbrew's dad like went down the alt-right pipeline by watching my video in Critical Drinker.
Oh.
Hail Disbrew's dad.
Nice.
But yeah, the people are going to find this out and they're going to get great joy out of it. Great joy and enthusiasm and mockery. And they're going to laugh and they're going to applaud and it's going to feel like a white pill because it is. So they're going to have to temper that. It's nothing personal to the blue collar Hollywood. It's the woke fucking morons who are adult pretenders and the dumb shit retarded bankers who run that industry who have been running it into the ground. We're laughing at you. That's who we're laughing at. And we're going to continue to laugh because it's fun.
Well, what's weird is I know the reaction to the ratings is going to be like they're going to look and the guy who did the monologue, this Gerard Carmichael, it's like, well, it's people are idiots. They didn't like what I was saying.
They're racist.
They're racist. Like all of that. They're going to have all those excuses and fine. Feel free to use that. But I mean, at some point it's going to be nothing. It's going to be on Netflix or it's going to be on Peacock, the app only, it's not going to be on the network. It's just, or it'll just be canceled because who gives a shit? Do we need another award show? I don't know.
Hell no. I think it was a thing, it's a cultural thing to have award shows for a long time. I think it's just fading out. I mean, it's being accelerated by Hollywood for sure, but it's just fading out. Young people don't care about award shows.
Disbrew does not really have a father. He was found under a toadstool in a UK forest, prancing around, bitching about television. That's by Jeremy, by the way, from Geeks and Gamers.
He's put a camera.
No, he's got a dad. He's got a dad. Yeah.
Everyone has a dad. Or father.
Yeah.
Oh, what I was going to say too is, back in the day, we wanted to be like actors and actresses. Like that was like a dream job if you could ever were good at it.
Yeah.
Now kids these days, they don't want that. They want to be like influencers, right?
So bad.
They want to be content creators because that's the new like hallmark celebrity. They don't think being an actor is, normal.
Yeah, it's not something to aspire to anymore.
No, absolutely not. And that shows in Hollywood. That shows the creative talent that they're getting right now is, it might be kind of fun. And plus, a lot of stuff is just being handed to people based on their skin color and their identity and who they have sex with or whatever junk they cut off from themselves or have in their pants or added or whatever. But it's not actual talent. It's not based on talent, and it's showing. And it's like, that's why we're getting this diminishing returns. And Hollywood has to come to terms with the fact that they're not the big dog anymore. They're going to have less money to work with, especially after, the streaming experiment has failed when Hollywood realizes that. It looks like, Wall Street already has. We're already seeing like companies going back to private. You know, Twitter is going private. I guess the WWE sold to Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
And they're going private. You're seeing that. Like, there's a reason for that. I think it's a very good thing to maybe go private again. But because Wall Street. But they're going to have to come to terms with this is going to be a contracting industry now. Doesn't mean it's dead, but those are the first steps to irrelevance. Like we've got, sports that are still very popular, but they're waning slightly. Like I love baseball, but it's a waning sport. It's had its day.
Yeah.
Will it always be around? Sure. But like, in 30 years, do they start like getting rid of teams? Probably because other things will replace it. Video games are the next big thing. That's why you see a lot of Hollywood producers and execs moving into that sphere now, because that's where the growth is. It's got its problems too. Don't worry.
Did you buy that game, Hogwarts Legacy?
I did, but I'm a Harry Potter fan.
I love Harry.
I was gonna buy it anyways too.
I bought the deluxe
I want
version.
it.
Well,
I did too.
Pre-order.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it on Steam, and I get it in a month.
I love it. It looks fun. It just looks like, there hasn't been a Harry Potter game. There've been Harry Potter video games, but nothing like this. And it just looks like a good game. But have you seen the outrage over like you can't buy the game what?
It's
so
insane.
what about all the people going to Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios?
Bigots.
Theme parks. What about people still reading
Bigots.
books?
Bigots.
This is a small group of loud, obnoxious people, and anyone paying attention to these morons. I think was it Yellow Flash? I think did a video this morning pointing out Brianna Wu. I don't know who this person is on Twitter, who's just basically calling on the games media to not cover the game. Now this is going to
okay.
Silliness.
So do you cover the game? And this goes back to you brought up Matt Walsh earlier, and I was disappointed to see he's not willing to watch any anime. He's mocking people for wanting action figures, right? And look, I like Matt Walsh. I thought his movie was great, but Film Threat covered it. We reviewed it, and if you go on Rotten Tomatoes, you'll see Film Threat is one of the only reviews of that film. The review was done by Dante James, but the point is that Dante gave it a good review. Then we reviewed Candace Owens' documentary from the Daily Wire that got a bad review. Not as good of a film for various reasons. Don't want to go into it. But the point is that does the games media ignore it? Does the games media cover it, give it a bad review because of all this nonsense, which would be disingenuous? So they're kind of caught in a trap.
They're going to give him bad reviews. You can already tell. They're going to give him the middle of the road. If the game's good, they're going to give it a middle of the road score. And then obviously in every single article, they're going to mention, and also the controversy surrounding it relating to the J.K. Rowling, blah, 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 blah. That's going to be in every single article. If it's a bad game, then, they'll probably give it a 1.
Well, what's disappointing is seeing people involved with the Harry Potter franchise that aren't backing up J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
That's really disappointing. And I really think at a certain point, it's going to take
cowardice.
Women to stand up and say, we'd like to have some spaces that are just for us.
Dude, you have the female George Lucas.
Yeah.
She is the female fucking
Straight
George
up,
Lucas.
Yeah.
She captured an entire generation. Harry Potter could eventually get much bigger than Star Wars, much bigger, because there are popular movies and books. And books are truly timeless. Those books will last forever, hundreds of years. So she'll get bigger. And maybe, I don't know. I think George has more money because he was really innovative in Hollywood, but she's not dumb either.
Well, yeah,
but you have a massive female creator that is like what everybody has been asking for, and they turn on her because she just wants to protect women.
Yeah,
women, and we're talking a small percentage of people she's calling out too. She just, she doesn't want, dudes playing women's sports. She doesn't want dudes, and she's not anti-trans. She's never been anti-trans. It's just this narrative. She just sticks to her guns because
Yeah.
she's got I don't give a fuck money and good. Sometimes you need that. I don't get mad at people for getting rich, especially when they wrote a good story. They came up with something innovative. If you're a piece of shit who, created and marketed a very addictive drug, then burn in hell. But, somebody like J.K. Rowling, I'm not going to get mad at. She's woke. I know she's woke. I don't care. I don't really care. In this one issue, I completely agree with her. But no, they're gonna keep attacking her, and it's gonna eventually completely red pillar. It will.
I think there are
It's only a matter of time.
I think there are a lot of people that are fans of Harry Potter that just are blissfully unaware that there is even a controversy. Even if you're on social media, it's not something that is,
It's a Twitter controversy. It might bleed in some face. I honestly, I don't go to Facebook, so I don't know what the fuck goes on there. But it's a Twitter controversy. And somebody earlier said I went away from it. Sorry, but it says we are all bigots. Yeah, bigotry has never been more inclusive than it is now.
Right.
That is for sure.
That's
for sure. Hey, Gary and Garrett, for the Paranormal Sunday, I have names to suggest: Mysteries Abound and Far From Normal.
Ooh.
Well, the last one would really, really describe us well. Best time is now.
Both of those.
Sure. We did a vote. We're gonna do another one because Adam's really autistically stuck on this one thing. So we're just gonna appease him. But we're gonna do another vote next Sunday. Oh wait. If
I'm in the middle. I really am. I like both of the names. I at first I was like, I like Frontier's Edge more, but now that I think about Forbidden Frontier, I like the idea of not being able to go to that frontier, but we're going anyways. So there's kind of I like both of them a lot.
What are the two names?
So it's Frontier's Edge, which is the one that Adam really likes, or Forbidden Frontier, which is the one that the chat.
I like Forbidden Frontier because Frontier's Edge is a little too much like Midnight's Edge, and I doubt they'd give a shit. But
Galaxy's Edge or
Galaxy's Edge.
I don't like Forbidden Frontier.
Forbidden Frontier. George is a better writer than J.K. Rowling. When you want to talk about the style of writing, he's a better writer. But she finished her books, so she wins. That's it.
She finished them.
She finished her books
with due dates.
And he was so bitter that she got a Hugo over him one year. He was super bitter about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Finish your book series.
Finish your book, dude. Forgotten Frontier. Well, I mean, that's my life, Eric.
That's every day, man.
All day, every day.
What are your thoughts on the Warhammer 40K? It sounds interesting. I don't know anything about it. Garrett?
Love it. I can love it. I'm not fully immersed yet, but the stuff that I have been kind of getting into, it's rad. Grim, dark, future fantasy, sci-fi. It's everything you could want. So go read it before it gets ruined. But hopefully Henry Cavill can fix it.
I hope so too. Slain Hope says you can't be 99.99% woke. It's got to be 110% or nothing at all.
Yep. Or you're a bigot.
Bigot. All right, we're gonna get some soups. Here we go. Michael Poe for $23.99. That is British pounds, proper money. Siri, have you bought the new Zoom L8 for the L12? He said he got a new board. I don't have Siri, so I don't have any of those talky things.
No. I don't let them listen to me.
I have an Android phone. I Google Maps sent me. Did I tell you this story, Garrett? Sorry if I did. Google Maps sent me my snapshot of everywhere I went last year.
Oh no.
I'm like, that doesn't make me feel good. I mean, it's good for my taxes because I'm writing off a ton of gas. So I can now give that to them. But then I'm like, no, they know everywhere I went.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I retire, dude, I'm ditching my cell phone. I'm gone. It's gone.
I almost did. I almost went to a dumb phone.
Gonna get a flip phone. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Right before I went to work with Louder with Crowder, I was like, I really don't want a phone anymore. I almost got a flip phone, but then
I want to play
now
Snake.
I have to have it
on the
so
T9
classic.
texting.
Hell
I love
yeah.
T9 texting.
You could do it not looking at it.
Yes.
I
I
miss
gave
it.
up my cell phone because I had one early on in the 90s, and I hated it. I freaking hated it. So I got rid of it until 9/11. And I heard the cell phones saved a couple people there. I'm like, all right.
All right.
John Thomas for $5. Chris, what do you think about the night court reboot? John Larroquette back and Bernadette from Big Bang.
I don't care.
Cringe.
So that's I can't think of anything reboot or I feel like when we're looking at like something's been rebooted, like the Terminator series, they've attempted to make a satisfying third film. It hasn't happened. There have been elements of some of those films that I thought were very good, but not any of those movies are a satisfying end of that series. And I just think, where do we go from here? Everything's been rebooted. I mean, I think George Lucas had it right. Where like, here's what you do: go away for a long time, make people miss. And if people genuinely miss it, and the fandom survives, through nothing being put out, we don't always need to have Doctor Who out there. Maybe it does need to go away in order for it to come back and be better, regenerate.
It's like, ironically, Disney used to do that. They had a handle on it. They'd put their stuff into a vault.
Yep.
And whenever they bring it out, they go, look, it's coming out of the vault. You have to get it right now. It's special again. And now they're just like shitting everything out onto our plates, and they don't stop.
Speaking of Disney and Doctor Who, Disney is now involved in the creative process.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to get bad. I will say this about the WWE. There was a rumor that it was going to be bought by Disney. The Saudis is better. It's true. Saudis buying it is better than Disney. I don't care about any of it. When I'm a WWF fan. I really meant to say Gary microphone is old. My microphone is awesome. I have a great microphone. Maybe the gain's up too much. I don't know.
And microphones don't get old. Okay.
Yeah, they don't age. These things are freaking great.
If you could find like a 1950s microphone, some of those microphones are still valuable.
Yeah, you can get old microphones and they would still sound fantastic. A lot of people,
as long as the components aren't broken. I'm
on a new soundboard, so I don't know. It sounds different. It sounds a little more clear, but I don't know. Does it sound normal to you?
I think it sounds.
Any difference?
Yeah, it does sound a little clearer. The sound effects sound better.
They
like
do.
The crickets. The crickets sounds way better. It's like not as.
I feel like my gain's
ear bleedingly loud.
But I'll fix that later. We'll fix it later. What up, Boomer Gary? A bit random, but I just bought the same model of gun that Skinner used in the X-Files. Skinner was my favorite character, by the way. 6 Sauer P228, West German made. Really excited to test it out. Are you just rubbing shit in, Nick S? It's awesome that you bought this really awesome gun that I can't buy from one of my favorite characters in one of my favorite shows, and you get to shoot it, and I can't. Have fun.
Wait, you can't shoot guns at all?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that sucks.
Not even at a shooting range?
Nope.
Wow.
What if you came to Canada?
I'm in a different country. Well, your rules aren't better than ours.
Yeah, that's something.
You're in a
be
communist state. I mean, like if I went to like some Caribbean country or Mexico or something, I could shoot the shit out of it. Well, no, Mexico, they don't like guns. Just some lawless, hellhole. I'd be fine. Enoch Maman on the Streamlabs side for $50. I got to make sure I hit the right. Wait, I'm almost there. Hang on. There we go.
Yeah!
Curse you, Gary. Your basement nerd rage tricked me into loving your channel and having independent thoughts. If it wasn't for you, I would blindly consume media. I won't give you a single dime. Wait, I just gave you $50. Curse you, trickster nerd god. Put a spell on you. Hairless Wookie for $20. First time super chat. I got to replace this. I don't like this. I got to get the old one. Mysterious Frontiers would be a great name, I think.
Where were you guys?
Alliteration. Alliteration.
The reason I
Forbidden
like
Frontier.
Forbidden is because it's based. There's a book called Forbidden Archaeology, and that's what this is. This is Forbidden Archaeology. Like they're trying to cancel. There is a massive cancel campaign on Graham Hancock right now, from a few people, and they're using the white supremacist narrative. So
I don't understand how they could make that. That is insane to me.
He just did a great interview with Russell Brand. Face was a little tight on the camera, but other than that, it's a great interview. But he's like, Graham is like, oh, it's like, looks like Modok.
It's just all Graham.
Verbal Riot for $5. Good morning, lads. Chris, how's that hangover?
Oh, Verbal Riot. That's Dante James, dude. Yeah, subscribe to Dante James' channel. Verbal.
How's his? You had the edibles last night,
how's yours,
Dante.
dude? Yeah, so I sent Dante a StreamYard link. He was shopping at the grocery store. It's like, oh yeah, the Globes are on. Like no one. It's not like everything stopped to watch the Globes. So yeah, Dante came on our stream last night. He's trying to get monetized. So go to Verbal Riot, please.
Verbal Riot,
yeah,
Dante
dude.
James. He did the panel with me at the LA Comic-Con. Good guy.
Yeah,
Give him a
and by
follow.
the way, we're gonna try to do another panel at WonderCon. Although they're not, I don't know that I can get that panel by. I'll pitch it, but we'll see. But yeah, I didn't really have much of a hangover. I was tired from the night before because for various reasons. I was trying to get from Hollywood back to Pasadena during they shut down the 101 freeway. It was flooded. I mean, it's like this is the closest I've seen to a disaster movie in Los Angeles. Cars were abandoned on the side of the road. There was debris in the I had to I was on my way to Pasadena. Then the entrance was closed. I had to turn around, circle back, go back to Hollywood, and then get on a different entrance. It was the weirdest. I was so glad. So I was just tired. I wasn't.
So
really
it's La Nina. And you know what La Nina? It's a La Nina. So it's an atmospheric river. This happens to California roughly every 7 years. So there's 7 years of drought, and then it rains like the Dickens for 1 year. And I was there for the last one. I was driving through LA. I was in a rental car. I was on the 101, and the water was reaching up to my window. Now, luckily, I was in a big fucking SUV,
man.
and we rented it knowing it was going to rain. And I'm like, oh shit, this is going to take out the engine. And it didn't.
Yeah.
I was
you could float away.
What?
Yeah. We were going really slow. And then and then the water, it got but it was like, holy shit.
That's scary.
So, yeah, but one drop of water hits in SoCal, man, it is a mess. It is a freaking mess. So I know you guys survived the storm before in San Francisco. They sent a hurricane plane. They sent an actual hurricane plane in.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was bad. And you're getting more. You're getting more tomorrow.
Yeah, it's whatever. People here overreact to weather because it's nice all the time.
Yeah.
It's 70 degrees and nice all the time. So when the weather gets a little inclement, people lose their minds. It's
The world's ending.
The world's ending.
Dude,
Yeah.
it has been 75 and clear skies for since Christmas here. It's been fantastic. It's beautiful. Yeah, I know it's going to be like the surface of the sun this summer.
Yeah, just wait a couple months.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Ready.
Because the winters are nice. Yeah, we get a couple days of freeze and what did Melissa call it? We get sprinter, spring and winter really quick, and then it just gets hot again.
Yep.
Just lost my job, and people were wondering why I was happy. It's because I finally get to a Nooner live on my way back home. Oh, Paul. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul.
Might have to hold back on those super chats though.
Yeah, dude. But thank you, Paul, and good luck on finding a new job. We really want you to find a new job. Okay. Sorry you lost it. Can X-Ray Girl be a bit racist and make big eyes? The clear sight for two.
That's as big as it gets. Not very big. I know. I'm Asian.
Just surprise.
Legion of Memers just got some. They're like, we needed something to do today. Frontiers Forbidden Edge, FFE. There you go. I like Forbidden Frontier. I like FF.
I also like this topic, the idea of a prehistory to recorded history that has been lost. I look, I'm new to this, but Gary, everything I've learned, it makes so much sense that there was some advanced civilization. Maybe the advanced civilization didn't look like ours, but it was an advanced civilization and somehow fell. It should be a warning for what's happening today, because there are some very dark signs in terms of like what we're seeing happen presently.
Well, yes. Remember, one of the many myths that's carried through the Bible and everything else is we all used to speak one language. And we're very close to all speaking one language now, the language of technology. For example, that terrible article I read yesterday was in Swedish. I was able to just right click and read it. That's shit you could not do when I was a kid.
The Babelfish.
Yeah, it's the Babelfish. Oh, look at you.
Yeah, man.
Throwing out that nerd knowledge, the Babelfish. But that's what it is. That's what it is. We're on the precipice of that, so we better watch out. Scott M for $10. Hey, everyone. What do you think heading back into history for new stories? The Shadow. Yes. The Shadow is like, I've always liked The Shadow, but I got re-interested in The Shadow through Razor Fist, who is like one of its biggest fans. But yeah, I'm also a Robert E. Howard guy.
Solomon Kane.
Lovecraft. Solomon Kane is like,
it's
for one,
the
movie
raddest shit. I love
the
it.
movie they made is good. It's legit good.
It's good.
Yeah, so I own it. I'm very happy to own it. Another one, John Carter, you mentioned. I like that movie a lot. I want a 4K version. Yes, Wes, we know about Lovecraft, but what about Conan? John Carter, seems like there's plenty of stuff out there. There is. Like, that stuff is a gold mine, is an absolute like fantasy gold mine. And I think people are ready if it's done with the proper. See, like, nobody would touch John Carter, and you know why? Confederate. So that's why they won't touch John Carter. But those movies, there was a lot of stories of ex-Confederates doing stuff, right? Because it was the most interesting. It was the guys who lost, who were on the bad guys, who have to deal with that loss and go on their little redemption tales. But we don't believe in redemption anymore. That's part of the problem. If you made a objectionable, the tweet wasn't objectionable to me, but that young lady who got fired from limited run games made perfect sense in her tweet in 2016. And she got fired by a creep, by an absolute documented creep.
Brony.
A brony.
By the way, I've bought games from that company before. I bought Night Trap and some other stuff. They have a booth at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So they do booths at conventions. How they could have screwed this up, and someone pointed out in the comments, the replies before they shut it off, that you cannot be discriminated against in the state of North Carolina based on your political beliefs. They've gotten them. They need to backtrack and do an apology and say we overreacted, which is what all of these things are. Whenever you see a case like this, it's someone overreacting to customer service feedback, but they do very little customer service. It was one person complaining.
Right. It's one person.
Clearly had an agenda.
I don't think it would be out of bounds to go to that booth respectfully. Don't call anybody names. Don't threaten. No violence. And just ask very peacefully, I'm a conservative. Do you want to sell me a game? I follow Libs at TikTok. Do you want to sell me a game?
Yeah.
I mean, very politely ask that.
It was weird. I just feel like this is the standard for firing people now is, and who knows, like knowing that like no virtue signal has, maybe this person, the company was looking to let them go anyways and are using this as an excuse, or, looking to save money because they had a couple bad quarters in a row, whatever. It's sort of annoying, but yeah, it's just, this is disconcerting. I saw that and I'm like, I have some of their games. And even the woman, when I bought the games from their booth at San Diego Comic-Con, the woman recognized me like, oh, I know you from G4. Maybe you want to do something with us. Cool. She gave me her card. I never followed up. Whatever. But fuck it. I won't work with a company like that.
No.
No, there's no way.
Go up and buy like half their table at the con, like get halfway through the purchase and go, I follow Dave Rubin. You don't want my money.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Dummy test for 100. Is this yen? I think it's yen. No, it's I don't want to say that. I'll say Martian pesos. I forgot what the denomination.
I don't know what that is.
I was going to say Indian pesos. It's RRR1 Best Musical at Golden Globes. Yes. And by all accounts from Chris Gore, it deserved it. So good.
more than deserve. It should deserve Best Picture, in my opinion.
Well, House of the Dragon won Best
Yes.
Drama Series. I could give a shit because they didn't nominate Patty. That's just a big. They're fucking joke. It's a joke. Patty's performance was fantastic, and I know there was like, hey, Better Call Saul. I haven't seen it yet, but Peaky Blinders is a fucking great show. So I haven't seen the latest season yet, but I gotta wait for the wife to watch that one. But yeah, like this Babylon. Of course, they were gonna nominate Babylon. Chris, Hollywood loves movies about Hollywood. They love their little. It's a circle jerk within a circle jerk.
Right.
You know. Let's celebrate ourselves, celebrating ourselves because we're awesome. Fuck these people. Digby Strawbridge for 10 British pounds proper money. It's weird that the traditional desire to protect children and childhood is presented as abuse. Drag is funny and subversive in an adult context. It is. Drag shows are hilarious. Okay. I've been to drag shows. I like Rocky Horror. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's not for kids. And you know what? We just need more. We need more trans people. We know more people into drag calling the shit out. That's what we need. You can't. This is a hill you will die on. And I want it to be like in the theater of ideas and not anywhere else. Yeah. Because people tend to be very protective of their children. So you cross the line on this one. So don't ally with these. You know, I understand the arguments. I do. People are born gay. They are. But I think this is the wrong way to deal with it. I think we deal with it like the way we all deal with our sexuality. We figure it out at a proper age. You know, there's a time where you can start teaching them that stuff, but it's not in single digits.
Yes.
Big Floppa for $5. When does the comedy start? I hear laughs, but no jokes. Yeah, that was from the monologue. Indeed. Why is this so boring and such an ego stroke? Says Oliver for $2. Because that is Hollywood dealing with the last 4 years of woke Hollywood failures the way Hollywood does, by not admitting failure because their egos won't allow them to. So they're going to alienate more customers. And like I say it in my video, the box office ticket sales are down 50% from 2018. Yeah. That is exactly the amount of people Hollywood has been telling to fuck off since 2018. 2016, really.
Small back to RRR for a second. I saw the movie again in Hollywood at an IMAX screening. The stars were there, the two lead actors, the director and the composer was there, wrote the songs, who won at the Globes. Interesting thing, SS Rajamouli, the director, was introduced by J.J. Abrams. So they say, and here to introduce the director of RRR is J.J. Abrams. I'm thinking a far lesser filmmaker than Rajamouli. He gets up, and what do you hear? You hear some tepid applause, and people booed.
What?
And somebody yelled, "The guy who fucked up the Star Wars sequels?"
No.
J.J. Abrams in Hollywood, awesome. In Los Angeles, in front of a crowd of film fans, was just received a very tepid reaction.
Healing.
And he, I don't know why he is like a guy that, because I've seen him introduce a bunch of movies. Is he the guy everyone sort of like kisses the ring when they come sort of as a Hollywood outsider to see if they can do something? Because it seems like I've seen him at so many events where he's just there to introduce the thing, and then that's his only function.
Easiest explanation is the bean counters, the people who make the decisions. You know this, Chris, but this for people who might not, is most people don't watch the stuff we do. So most people in Hollywood don't watch their own shit. They don't watch these shows. They don't watch these movies. They never do. Not a second of it. I guarantee you Bob Iger has not watched all the fucking Star Wars movies. I guarantee you he's not watched every second of Mandalorian. But you think they would because it's their shit, but they don't. They largely don't. So what they do is look at the bottom line. They always look at the bottom line. And Jar Jar Abrams has had a decent bottom line, but when it's been filtered through 3 accounting departments and 5 project managers and middle managers to make it look as good as possible. And there are so many gates between big dog at some corporation and fandom sentiment that they find out when it's too late. I always equate it to making a disco movie in like 1986. You know, that's when they fucking figure shit out. So Jar Jar Abrams is rich. He's rich beyond his wildest dreams off of no talent. But where we got him, the fans got him, is we hurt his legacy by exposing it. He actually hurt his own legacy by not being talented. He fashioned himself Spielberg's successor. That's what he thought he was. That's why people think they need to kiss his ring, because he was anointed by Spielberg, basically. Turns out that's not the case, and his aspirations of becoming the next Spielberg are long dead. So that's where we got him. And actually, if you want to hurt somebody in Hollywood, get him in the ego. Money, whatever. Because it's about relevance in that town. So there's a lot of rich, irrelevant people, and they're fucking miserable because they're irrelevant. They don't need to be. They're set for life. And you see some people figure it out, but most don't. That's why you see a lot of insanely rich people drink themselves to death or drug themselves to death. Look at Adam Sessler. You used to work with him. Who knows what's going on with this guy? Does that guy look happy? That guy, he I guess he sold something to Reddit, and he's in semi-retirement, and he looks fucking miserable. He looks like a miserable person. And I was having a phone conversation with a friend a couple days ago, and happiest person I ever met in my life was a UPS driver. I met him in meetings, and that guy was just on a inner peace level that I will never achieve, ever. And at first I thought it was bullshit. I thought it was one of those guys who was faking it. But when I got to know him, he's years in recovery, just loves life, is grateful for whatever he has. And he's a UPS driver, and he's the happiest, most cool, chill, inner peace dude I've ever met. So it's not a matter of that. You want to get Jar Jar, get him in his massive ego that makes up for how tiny he is.
It's just weird to see that type of reaction. I mean, it's just weird to see it. It's such a big venue. There's like almost 1,000 people in the theater. And it was annoying too, because the show was an hour and a half, started an hour and a half late for a 3-hour movie. So by the end, I was just like, I want to get out of here. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, just dragging it out didn't make a lot of sense. But look, I love that film for many reasons, and love to have a chat with you about it, Gary, just because also there's a lot of things interesting happening politically in that movie, how it kind of like it can appeal to like both sides of the political aisle in an odd way. It's the most pro two-way movie I think I've seen in decades. It just lays out an argument for like pro Second Amendment, like a very reasoned argument for it. So
Digby Strawbridge, can't we let kids be kids? Showing drag shows to kids is either really creepy or is a way of sanitizing drag. In the UK, we have a form of drag in pantomime that is aimed above kids' heads at parents. Yeah, I mean, that's all. Nobody wants to get rid of it, but it really If it feels this way, this is the way to do it. They're doing drag shows for children because they want to gaslight. They want to get a reaction. I don't want to elaborate what that reaction is, but they're really pushing for it. They're really pushing for people to get hurt. They are.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I don't think anybody wants that, but I think there's some powers that be that do, so they can exploit it. It's fucking sick. It's so sick. But we've found out so many sick, diseased things about our government over the last 2 years. That's that I've always thought, but many people are waking up to. That it's just going to take time to change. Just like, I stay in the pop culture sphere. It's taken since arguably 2017 or 18 to get a lot of normies on board to like just to listen to us. That's it. You don't have to agree with everything we say, but like, you know what? Maybe don't listen to the lol cows and their fucking retarded arguments. Maybe just actually listen. And then if you disagree with my video, that's fine. That's totally fine. It turns out that we're getting through to people in Hollywood who are finally like willing to listen. And I appreciate that. I do. Anakbamon for $25. The Outlaw Josie Wales is about an ex-Confederate soldier and one of my favorite all-time movies. And best Clint Eastwood movie ever. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's not only, in my opinion, Eastwood's best film. I totally agree. But my third favorite movie of all time. Are you gonna pull those pistols or whistle Dixie? Perfect. P.S. I'd call your show Gary Normal, but I'm simple. Oh my God. Yeah. Freaking Josie Wells. Fantastic movie. And what I heard Razorfist say this. I don't know if it's true. But Unforgiven is, Unforgiven's a spiritual sequel to, I guess, all of Clint Eastwood's movies. But he said that if Unforgiven was made in the 90s, it would have been as big of a hit as Unforgiven, and I agree. It just came out at a time where the Westerns were kind of dying. Yeah. But it was fucking the best one. It's so good. If you haven't seen it, man, fire up that movie and watch it today. Yeah. Selena for $20. I used to be woke. I'm a minority. Went to a liberal arts college. Preached #BLM. And I'm here just showing that anyone and everyone can change. Thank you, Nerdrotic, for helping me see the light and with your ROP content. Selena, welcome.
Nice.
Adding to the female audience.
There you go.
9.9% and growing.
That's what we want to see.
But welcome, Selena. That's awesome. We can all change, I used to, I don't know. I never was that one. I haven't changed very much. It's changed around me.
That's exactly how I feel, Gary. Like, I'm no different than what I was, like, even in like the early 90s. Like, I'm just sort of in the middle of the road, common sense, leaning more liberal, but became more conservative as it applies to raising children, because when you have children,
You kind of have to. Your job is to make sure they don't die and to give them the skills that they can survive without you in the picture. That's my job as a parent. My be
job
successful.
Yes. And my job as a parent is not to be my kid's friend, because to smoke weed with my kid or whatever. Not doing that. I had a drink with my daughter when she turned 21. We went out and she does not like alcohol at all. And she's older now, but she just does not for her, but it's fine. So we had a way to celebrate. Great. But
great daughter, by the way. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to meet her and hang out. We did our little movie night. It was fun. But it's weird. And this is what does annoy me, especially with these issues that affect children, is the people that have the bad takes are all people who don't have children.
Childless. And, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you don't get to, just like I don't get to speak on, my opinion when it comes to certain issues probably is less valued than others because of who I am and what my experience is. And I accept that. Mm-hmm. But by the same token, you need to accept that you don't have children. You're not raising a child. You didn't conceive a child. And so you don't get to have say when it comes to issues that affect children and parents, period. And the fact that line has been crossed, now the line has been crossed and you crossed the line with me. Yep. And I'm done. You pushed me the other way. I never changed at all. And all this stuff it seems to have turned on a dime, and there's a complete lack of, the ones asking for empathy are completely incapable of empathy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Clifton Duncan will be back on Friday Night Tights joining us with Drew. I don't know if you got my message, but
yes, I got it.
So Clifton is like, I found Carrie Smith through a live stream talking about the knitting. I got to say it very specific. The knitting community, and how it got invaded by SJWs. Clifton Duncan was like talks about the stage and how the stage just like bent the knee to COVID, invaded by all this shit, bent the knee to authoritarianism, and he's been like the lone voice in the woods about this, and it's super important. And we're getting more. And he did an interview. I'm going to mess up her name again. She follows me on Twitter, so I'm sorry. But it's Salome. She's an artist. I don't know a bunch about her. She reminds me of all my artist friends in San Francisco who I used to hang out with a lot. And they were super independent, free-spirited, weren't authoritarian people. Some of them are not anymore, but most of them are, which sucks. So you see her, you see Clifton from these like traditionally super left things going, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on here? And they're the ones who remember what true independence artists are, what they are, what they're supposed to be. And you find out most of them are a bunch of fucking frauds, right? But at least these, they, for one, Clifton, and I don't even want to say her name again. They're starting to ask questions and be truly independent, which doesn't mean like, that's what I've always been. So I don't join political parties because I can feel differently between like a day, how rebellious I feel, but it's basically rebellious. But to your point, Chris, Jack Beers, the great Jack Beers, who is a fellow San Diegan, put up something really cool from the Urban Dictionary. And we're going to have to get out of here because I got to put up a video. But this is it. Bigoteering. The act of labeling a person racist, sexist, or something like it, likely ist in situations where it's not warranted, in an attempt to exploit the stigmas accompanying such labels and force the opponent to spend time and energy explaining why he/she is not a bigot. I love that.
Whoa,
Bigoteering.
I love that.
Bigoteering. We got to make that word big, so to speak.
Yeah, no, this is going into my regular repertoire. I can't even say it. I'm going to be saying a lot. I'll just say that.
You could put together your own list of words to promote, Gary, like political bigotry, bigoteering, paying customer. There's a lot of the I've learned a lot watching you over the years, but like there's a lot of where a word, there's not a word that exists, but you put together a phrase and it explains a complicated concept very succinctly. Bigoteering is great.
It's great. Absolutely great. So whoever came up with that, cheers. Thanks, Jack Beers, for sharing that.
Yeah.
Bigoteering. All right. Symbol Monkey 23 for $5. Hey, Chris Gore. I'm the guy who said hi to you as I was going into the theater to see Megan. You were right. Me and my friends had a blast. Thanks again for the content you guys produce.
Awesome.
B-Buster for $5. Stream unavailable for policy violation. Did you mean to actually funny and not racist like Hollywood? Yeah, maybe. 200-watt studio for $20. My favorite part of Quantum Mania trailer was when Ant-Man went to She-Hulk and begged her to jump out of a movie and bully the MC writers to erase Kang and change the ending of the story they created. I know, right? Redwood Jones for $10. So you're settled now in Texas. Yeah. Ever been to Spotzel Brewery? No. Spotzel Brewery? No. Is it German food? Spotzel? Is it German?
We got a big German community in Texas.
Oh, dude. I need some German food. Let me know if you're coming. I'll buy you a couple of beers there. Wish I could watch live more often, but you know how life could be. Yeah, that's why we re-upload and keep it up. I'm sorry you can't watch. Watching live is fun. I do prefer to watch live as well. Garrett and I are going to Alien Con in Lubbock on Sunday the 22nd. And maybe we'll do like a little thing beforehand if anybody's around. I don't know.
Yeah, we should do that.
Now, my wife and I are going to see William Shatner this Sunday in Austin to go watch Wrath of Khan. So if anybody's around for that, let me know. We'll go get some coffee or something.
God, I hope Shatner lives to 100. So great, man.
I think he will, man.
Yeah, like
he's got good energy.
He looks great.
Good energy. He looks great.
The
man's a fucking legend. I'm working on my own graphic novel, dudes, taking down a murder cult formed by customer service workers. Once it's complete, where do you think the best place to release it? Best name I could think of for $10. I don't think Indiegogo is the place anymore. But I think if you maybe Kickstarter or build your own website, that's tough though. That's tough.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I would say if you can do both Indiegogo and Kickstarter, you might. I mean, don't take this wrong, but you might fly under the radar, and they might not suppress you and take advantage of that. But please don't take that wrong. But we're gonna get Graham Nolan back on. He's being shadow banned, and the dude's a legend.
Yeah, dude's a
He's
legend.
a
and
legend.
He's getting shadow banned.
They should be paying him to be on their fucking platform, right? But the comic industry is in a tough place, man. Rooster Cogburn, I hope the people who flag you trip while carrying scalded hot liquids. Hail the fellowship. I think we just got pinged by
I think it was a bot.
It was the bot, yeah.
We are getting mass flagged by a bunch of, I won't say it. I was going to say a bunch of flags. Angro Spasmarine for $9.99. Hey, Chris, do you have any thoughts on Henry Cavill making a Warhammer show for Amazon? He doesn't seem to have any experience behind the scenes in writing / producing / directing, #concerned. But he can guide. He can be a producer.
Yeah. And he knows Warhammer. So that's enough for me to go, okay, if he's in a position to be a producer and he knows Warhammer, you could find writers, you can find producers, you could find directors. But if you have somebody at the top that can guide the ship that knows Warhammer, I'd rather that be the case than some director that has a whole rap sheet of director credits. Like I'd rather that be the case.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think he surrounds himself.
Yeah.
Surrounds
You're about to
himself
say
with
what
the-
I'm thinking.
Yeah, surrounds himself with the right people, and they're all like-minded, and they're like, nothing matters more than we want to make the best ship possible and make it in the spirit of Warhammer. And maybe Warhammer is the thing that destroys everything and becomes the next great franchise. I mean, it's not like it's a lot to build on, but there's probably a good slice of it you could take out. That would be a great film series or TV series. Just a slice.
If it could start a whole genre of dark fantasy sci-fi, that would be rad.
And there's so many different directions you can take it too.
Yes.
So hail the chat. You guys were fantastic today. Hail to the Modrotics. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone who left super chat and donation. There is square ups being worked on. They're being recorded. We're gonna have a special one for the paranormal show, just so you know. And I'll be back Friday Night Tides with Clifton Duncan and Drew Hernandez. And then we're gonna do it Thursday tomorrow. Oh yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be doing some Witcher. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing some Witcher.
Yeah. What?
And then I'm gonna be playing some Witcher on the gaming stream. I think it's after Az's Hot Toys. So tune in to Hot Toys with George and Az. I believe it's noon Central. And then right after that, I'm going to be playing some Witcher. We have a 9-year channel anniversary we got to do. That's going to be it's going to be a special members stream. So that'll be Saturday, I think. And I got a video coming out in just under an hour, 2:30 p.m. Central Time.
Just a little bit. Oops. Go watch it.
It's ready to go. I could release it right now, but I got to let it breathe. I got to
let it simmer.
Yeah.
Let it settle. So
got to let it percolate.
Percolate. So thanks everyone, and we'll get the rest on a square up. So Eric Miller for $5. Wokeism is digital colonization. They originally weren't in those communities, then they infiltrated and took over. Exactly, and that's why we have to do the same. We can't abandon it. We can't. It's too much of an institution in this country. You might as well start making your plans to move out of the country. I think it's easier to fight back. I mean, you move out of your state. If your state's getting lame, it's possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. Oh my God, I'm so happy in Texas. I can't even tell you.
It's a great place.
So awesome.
Rub it in.
Chris.
I know.
Chris.
Yeah.
What do you got coming up, Chris?
I got a live stream at 1 p.m. Pacific time. After you watch Gary's video, come on to the live stream. We're going to talk about indie movies, including this one called Candyland, which is an unbelievable exploitation movie that's playing in limited release. we're going to talk a little bit about RRR. I've got video to show from my adventures and the Q&A and stuff. So, we'll talking indie film and so join the Film Threat Livecast after you watch Gary's video, which drops in an hour.
Which drops in an hour, under an hour.
Yeah.
And tune into Chris's live stream all the time.
Love that.
Subscribe to Film Threat.
We're trying to get to 69,000.
69.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need that Alan Ing clip. Him going 69. Alan's so deadpan. I love that guy.
No, he's so great. I mean, he does like improv comedy, but he just, I don't know, he's got a great sense of humor.
He's got a good delivery.
Yes.
That's the important part. Like you could be deadpan, but deadpan is all about delivery. I mean, Bob Newhart, the master, absolute master.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Quarter Black.
Hey, I was gonna stream Witcher tonight on my Rumble channel, but I had forgotten I have tickets to go see the extended edition Fellowship of the Ring tonight. So that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Jealous. I want to see it on the big screen. I never
Oh
got the
yeah.
chance.
I would totally
yeah.
just take my kid right now to go. But
My daughter walked up to me before the stream and was like, "Hey, when are we leaving?"
Oh,
I was like, "We gotta wait."
That's so sweet.
Are you taking all your kids?
Yeah, my two big ones.
Okay.
My little one wanted to go, but like she doesn't. It's 3 hours. She's not. She was like, "But I watched it before," and I'm like, "No, if it's at the house, you can walk away, but like this is like you have to watch the whole thing." So just the two big ones.
Good.
Yeah, bladder control.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, San Antonio just doesn't get like it's
what's up with
good.
that?
Like we're overshadowed by Dallas and Austin, and I like it that way. I'm gonna miss out on some shit, but I'd rather be overshadowed by Dallas and Austin. Austin's got all the homeless people. We don't have any.
That's true.
Or not many, we'll say. Exit girl.
I have a Locals, Rumble, and YouTube channel. Subscribe tonight. We also have Poor Choices. It's been almost 3 weeks since the last episode, and I've gone down the red pill about feminism, and so you get to hear about all my thoughts and Tugs' thoughts. It will be very interesting, especially after the Vice and Andrew Tate / Pearly / Brittany Renner video drop.
My goodness.
Got lots of thoughts.
Oh, Brittany's Brittany Fenty
Renner.
Yep.
They did
Renner,
a panel. It was very interesting to say the least. All their,
I think I saw somebody say it in the chat. Was it email about having a debate with some of these right-wing pundits about like should we grow up or not? I'm always open to it. I did not finish high school, so I've never debated like in the college debate kind of way. But I'd certainly back all the nerds.
I think the hard part with debates is that people get so angry and then they talk over each other, and you're like, okay, but you need to speak one at a time and actually listen to each other.
Yeah,
not
I don't like the debate thing.
I don't think it would be like Matt Walsh's thing is he doesn't get bombastic.
That's the way you have to do it. Just
that's the way you have
even
to do it. You gotta
keel,
stay cool.
just kind of
just polite.
Stay cool. That'd be polite. Just would be cool. No, I mean, like I don't know. Like he's I would not. I would stick to my guns. There's no way I'd back off ever. There's no argument that could be made that tells me like, oh, we'll be better off if everybody just gave up on having fun. Well, you got to have a different kind of fun. You got to go fishing or hunting. I'm like, you can do all that shit too, and collect action figures. It's okay. I mean, you don't have to go this nuts, but people get. It's those little joys in life, those little creature comforts. It's what we work for. It keeps us going. Keeps us going when we're at a mundane job, which I've worked decades of. I don't know if they have. Honestly, I hear a lot of talk, but I don't know if they've worked, 15 years in the auto industry like I have. So I've worked in that real world that they talk about. But like a lot of these guys are just straight out of college and they're pundits, So let's talk. Let's do it.
I don't see any difference between watching sports and that being your thing or watching fantasy movies and that being your thing. Like, they're just your interests.
You know what? There's some anime I find creepy as hell, but I'm not going to paint it all of anime with that brush. That would be like saying the porn industry besmirches everything. Well, honestly, Hollywood besmirches the porn industry. Sorry, I got it the wrong way around. But you know what I mean? Like that's not a fair argument. Because I used to have that kind of prejudice against anime because in manga I didn't like some of the art, but then I found the better art and the better storytelling, and some of it's cool. Some of it's very cool.
Shout out to Axel Braun for your adult film reference there, Gary. Axel Braun.
Axel Braun,
accomplished director of adult content.
Beast too.
Right,
and actually has put the best Captain Marvel on screen. Kenzie Taylor. Captain Marvel we can all get behind. Hail Kenzie, she's cool. She's sober, so good for her. I think she said she had 5 years, whatever she had.
Nice.
Congratulations, Kenzie. All right, we're out of here. Thanks everyone. We'll see you next time, next Wednesday. Monday solo Nooners return next Monday. Fine.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
I go.
So we'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye.
Later.